Okay, now we're going to work on the external since we have the shutter and power wire hooked up. And technically, really, we only need 4 wires for this hack. And we're going to pull this back a little bit out of our way. And that's going to expose our power tabs to our battery. The right side is positive, negative side, the left side is negative. And what I'm going to do with this, find a spot here where it's clear. Don't want to, you'll see where the tab comes down around. I'm just going to look for a spot. I'm going to start scraping. I'm going to scrape that green out of there. Get myself a knot there. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to tin this so that I can solder a wire directly to this spot. And come over here to my power side, or my positive side. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to scrape this away to expose the copper underneath. Okay, now what I'm going to do is take my little screwdriver. I'm going to put a little bit of that resin flux on there. Then I'm going to tin those 2 spots. Do the same thing for my power side, or my positive side. Okay, now I have 2 spots to solder my wires to. Okay, I want to tin my wire, just lay it right on where I soldered. Heat it, and there we go. Do the same thing with our common. We'll tin our wire. And just put it right there. And we have that one soldered. Okay, I like to stick a little bit of electrical tape over top of there, and then I'll just run my sticker back over top of that. It doesn't hurt to leave electrical tape in. Now I want to route my wires, and I got to avoid that hole right there. One of the things also I like to do is put a little bit of goop, because they were really small terminals up on that top plate, or up top connector. So I'll take a little bit of goop and I'll put it right there. I'm not afraid of goop. It'll insulate it and help it stick there. I can move it around where I need it. I'll keep it away from where that little standoff is. That should help. And that'll help retain the wires. Help me keep the wires from being pulled. The only bad part is, if for some reason that wire didn't take, then I got to peel it back off. Now I want to put this black plastic piece on. Push it there until it's down, and I can grab. And the hard part of this is keeping the wires around where I can get to them without smashing them. I do not want to smash these two wires. And I can put my screws back in. Now I think you've probably noticed already that I removed the LCD screen. It makes it easier to videotape. You can do that. It's not that hard to put back in. You don't have to. So now I want to grab my LCD since I had it off. And I'm going to reinsert the ribbon. Once I have the LCD back on, I'm going to put this board back in its place. So I need to get underneath that little sticky piece. I want to reinsert my LCD power ribbon. Okay, I'm going to put the screws back in the button board. Now I'm going to have to make a hole. And I always do this last. So I'll take the back cover and mark it. And I'll drill a hole for the wires, or grind a slot. Usually I like to grind a slot because I like to be able to tear it apart in the future in case something happens. So I'll mark that. Okay, now I can stick. I already cut that out. I chamfered mine out or slotted it. Put that down on. Get it all the way down. Now I can put my screws back in my case. I'll just make that slot a little bit bigger so I don't pinch my wires. I'll goop it to hold the wires in so they don't get pulled. I'll actually cut this one off and put a servo connection on there so I can disconnect the camera. Okay, now we're ready for testing. Okay, we're going to test our hack to make sure it's working right. Black is common or ground, and red is power on. Touch those together, it should power on. And by touching the shutter wire or yellow wire that I soldered on, we should take a picture. Okay, everything works fine. Our hack is fine. Okay, now what I want to do is check to make sure my polarity is right, which I should have done actually before I did the check. But I want to make sure I'm getting voltage from my battery to my external. I show 2.5 volts. I am good. And it's if I have a negative, it means my polarity is incorrect. So my hack is done. I hope this has helped you. If you see anything else I may have forgot, leave me a message. Thanks. Bye.